Once again, in the 2025 season, the Formula One circus will make a stop at Monte Carlo for the Monaco Grand Prix. But in fact, in the race, they will be making a minimum of 2 stops. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Racing. Monaco, some people love it. Some people think it's the best track on the grid. Others think it's the worst track. Others hate Monaco. They want it removed. They think the race is boring. And I can certainly see why. Look, Monaco brings out the glamour. It brings out all the celebrities. But at the end of the day, I don't care about what celebrities are in the paddock or what celebrities are watching from their fucking yachts that I'll never afford. That stuff does not bother me. What bothers me is the on-track racing. Exciting races where you're either getting passes, overtakes, defending, or you're getting different strategies with people maybe trying different amount of stops, people winning perhaps the race in the pit stop with, you know, a quick stop. So look, that's what I like. And in Monaco for a long time, we haven't really had that. Monaco is pretty much considered, if you get pole, you've won the race. And I don't think any race should be that way. Yes, if you're on pole, you should have the advantage. You should be the favourite. But you shouldn't be guaranteed to win. And more often than not, unless you're unlucky with a safety car or you know, a flag or whatnot, then if you get pole in Monaco, you're pretty much, no pun intended, you're in pole position to win the race. This season though, they have implemented a minimum of 2 stops for the Monaco Grand Prix, and not only are teams required to stop twice, it's mandatory. They'll be stopping twice. They also have to use all 3 compounds of tyres. So you can't just use 2 compounds or that. You have to actually use all 3 different compounds, which may actually mean people could possibly even decide to do 3 stops if there's a compound that, you know, is not very good for the Monaco Grand Prix. So for me, I think this is a positive. We're getting a minimum of 2 stops. All compounds are going to have to be used, and this, I think, will actually see some exciting strategies in the Monaco Grand Prix, which I think you need, considering the on-track racing isn't the greatest.
Absolutely. I don't think anyone on planet Earth, though, thinks Monaco is the best Grand Prix track on the calendar, but...
some people look forward to this. Come on.
You know, I look forward to Monaco.
I don't.
I think qualifying's really good. I think if you get a wet race, it could be one of the better ones, but in terms of a dry race, Monaco's horrendous. Everyone will admit to that. But you add in an extra stop, you add in the fact they have to use all 3 sets of tyres. I can't see how you can spin this into a negative. This is good. Now, yeah, I don't like gimmicks. I like my F1 to be straight down the middle. But reality is, if you're going to bring gimmicks in, I think Monte Carlo is the best track to do that. Because what you could see here is Fiarity, where you know, you're going to have someone start on the hards, go long, or you're going to have someone start on the softs and pit pretty much on lap 1 just to get rid of it.
Yeah, look, I'm not against one-stop races. Look, I remember Sergio Perez in his Sauber days. He was very good at doing a one-stopper. He looked after the tyres. He preserved the tyres. I have no issue with a one-stop being available. I think the problem with Formula 1 is, over the last few years, it's just been too easy to do a one-stop. Literally, the tyres have been so kind that pretty much everybody has done a one-stop. I think a one-stop should be a risk. A one-stop should be, here, you have to drive really good to pull it off. But if you do pull it off, then you get rewarded. But I just think in recent years, a one-stop's been the go-to strategy because the tyres are too good or too durable.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen Russell in Spa do it last year, but then he got disqualified. So, I mean, that's probably the more recent example. I mean, we've seen Leclerc, actually. In Monza, he did a one-stop and managed to hang on for the McLaren. So, it has been done in the recent past. But what this does is it creates another opportunity for teams to win the race and also drama. Because what you had at Monaco is the race start and then, we have to wait for the first round of stops. Now, there's 2. Guaranteed.
Ideally, though, the tyre wear, I think you would optimise it so that basically the time difference between a one-stop and a two-stop is pretty much identical.
Aye.
But the advantage of a one-stop would be track position.
Yeah.
But I just think that we've seen over the last few seasons that it works out a lot quicker just to do one stop, and that's why we're getting boring races. So, yeah, and it's exciting. See when you see somebody stay out and do a one stop, and then the person behind them's on the two stop, and they're chasing them down at the end, and you think, oh, are they going to catch them? They've got more life in the tires. That does make races interesting. See when you see like the one stop, and maybe the guy behind will be like 15 seconds behind, and he's maybe pitted 2 laps later, and they're trying to say, oh, is the fresh tires? Is he going to come back? It's like, no, he's got 2 laps left. He's got 2 laps of fresh tires. It's not, that ain't going to do shit. That's not going to, make up that 15-second deficit.
No, absolutely not. But yeah, I don't see one negative with this. It's simply positives. It makes Monaco more exciting. I mean, what you could argue is, I wouldn't like them to implement this at every track, because I do like, as you've said, the element of a one-stopper. But I think the rule that you have to use all 3 tyres is a pretty decent rule as well. It's not just here you can pit for a soft and a medium. You now have to go soft, medium and hard, which I like.
No, absolutely, and it's going to be interesting because like you don't want to stay out too long. You don't want to come in too early. We may see people take early pit stops just to try and get one of the stops over with. It could be interesting, so I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, guys, let us know down below. Do you like this? Do you think it should be mandatory? Do you think it will make Monaco better? Or would you prefer if they just gave total freedom to the drivers to make as many stops as they want? That's it. Catch you in the next one. Beard Fog Racing. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and peace.